Most business owners find that they've just underestimated the complexity of the process, the skill and the knowledge that it takes. If I was looking for an advisor to sell my company, I would look for an advisor with a track record of success. I would look for an advisor that had years of deal experience and knowledge to bring to bear on my behalf. I would look for an advisor that had the resources to be totally comprehensive and exhaustive in selling the company. Selling a business is not easy. Many companies fail ever to sell. And so the advisor that I would want would be an advisor that had worked with many small business owners, privately held companies and family businesses, and worked with them, understanding their needs to sell their company at the highest possible price under terms that suited their values and objectives. There's a methodology for selling a business for the maximum value. First, you need to avoid passivity. Far too often, businesses are not actively sold. Second, it's about motives and not multiples. What that means is that it's about the motives of the buyer as opposed to any traditional valuation number. You need to be well prepared. You need to look outside the obvious, which means that often the low probability buyer can be the right buyer. The question comes up, can you time the market? The reality is that you can't time the market. It makes sense to be prepared to sell your company, to have your ducks lined up, if you will. But there is real danger in attempting to wait for an even better market than the market that you're in today. If you wait, you enter into a recession. It's hard to sustain earnings for several years. Typically, they will erode. And then, if you decide to sell the company, you have to build them back up again over several years and prove credibility to buyers. So an owner who could have sold their business today would be waiting 3 years during a recession where they're competing to maintain earnings, and then 3 years to prove that their earnings have been reestablished. And that makes it very difficult. You have to remember that any buyer only ever wants to pay for the past, but they always buy for the future. The job of the advisor is to get part of that future value, to capture some of the synergies that will be taken by the buyer in the future and have them paid to the owner of the company.